Hey guys, Stealth here, welcome back to episode 3 of the historical 1940s Germany campaign. Today we're doing a strike, and we are gonna just push away the Guédon, Aboukir, and La Galissonière. This is an interesting combinational fleet, if you will, because I believe the Aboukir is British, but the Guédon and La Galissonière are not. Now, what I am looking at is the strike of the port of Le Havre. So, if I can damage them, I believe that means that they have less port capacity. Can I highlight that? Or There's a fleet, a battlecruiser, 5 heavies, 9 lights, and 4 destroyers directly on top of Le Havre, making it very difficult to see the actual port itself and its stats. So I cannot actually tell you what sort of naval capacity Le Havre has at the moment. What we can see is what sort of ships they have. We know for the Brits that they love their torpedoes. These things carry a lot of them. The light cruiser, same. They got those 20 torpedo tubes. The Aboukir is a new one. It's a Cochrane class heavy cruiser as opposed to the... the Aboukir is the one that we know. That's the Cochrane class heavy cruiser from the Brits. The Guédon is new, but similarly heavily armed with torpedoes. So per side they can fire 13 torpedoes, and that's not counting the underwater torpedo tubes. Fun times were had by all. These are 72 million for a heavy cruiser. My Graf Spee is 63 million. And Graf Spee is one of those ships armed with the 8-inch guns. More importantly, we have a Tirpitz-class battleship. So let's put these things to work, and let's eliminate some ships while the V2 scouts out ahead, detects torpedoes, and warns the rest of the fleet early. The turning circle on the battleship and the heavy cruiser is not stellar, so I'm going to have to keep some distance to the enemy, because I got the Wilhelm de Grosse over here with 585, which for battleships pretty respectable, and that's at top speed. 456 for the for the Admiral. And then the V2 running at full speed, 243. So that is very feasible. We're going to push this ship to maximum speed. I'm going to slow the heavy cruiser and the battleship right down to 24 knots. We're going to maintain formation. So essentially don't have them deviate from the course at all. And send the DD out to find the enemy. After a good bit of time, we finally closed the distance, because apparently we started out at somewhat near 50 kilometer range. And actually, much to my surprise, it was the enemy that spotted me first. Despite my ships having good radar, it was the enemy that saw me first, because they have even better radar. Generation 3 radar. And on top of that, it's probable that they have such good spotting capabilities from a fairly tall tower, relative to the Kaiser Wilhelm, which is not necessarily a very tall tower, but a very big profile, that the battleship got detected before. Moreover, they can even, at 15 kilometer range, detect the light cruiser. I was fairly surprised, and not necessarily happily surprised, at that. Now, I have sped up the cruiser and the battleship, and thanks to the sonar of the Graf Spee, I can see that there are torpedoes coming in. It's a bit sad that the Graf Spee is currently a Prince Eugen class cruiser, or an Admiral Hipper class cruiser. I'll have to amend that. At any rate, I have been able to get the first hit in. And that did quite a lot of damage, because that was a main deck hit, and it caused 618 damage. Now, the Guédon has been identified. It's not moving particularly quickly, at a mere 25 knots. I'm not exactly sure why, but what I can see is their torpedo range, which is 15 kilometers. And that makes me quite happy, because that means that they're, well, it's not that they're completely not a threat, but less of a threat than I had expected. Graf Spee is fine, V2 is still scouting out for enemy torpedoes, and that means that it's the British ship which is currently trying to shoot my ships up. With torpedoes, that is. And what I'm trying to do with the V2 is present an enticing target for heavy cruiser Aboukir, which, however, has picked the battleship to launch her torpedoes at. These Brits love their torpedoes. They're 24-inch oxygens, and they have an increased complement of them. So yeah, good luck with getting those to all be launched and then push in. Sadly, my heavy cruiser finally gets into range of the Guidon, and it has some pretty decent chance to pen. This is actually quite nice. Let's slow you down to full speed. Get the battleship to join this fight as well. What's your chance to pen the Aboukir? 20%. Guidon and Aboukir, very similar. Partial pen from the heavy cruiser, of all things. No launch here. And we also got that light cruiser up ahead. That is not to be underestimated. Despite its range, it can definitely cause me some issues. Yes. That was a 15-inch hit on the Guidon. Very nice. Very nice. Aboukir is doing 27, Guidon is doing 24. Well, she can be a lot faster. I'm not sure why she's not moving faster than that. Now, at this range, we can get pretty accurate with these guns. This is, by the way, the Tirpitz mod, if you will, which means it has torpedo launchers. And despite just having cadets... Ooh, that could be a nice thumbnail. Despite just having cadets, I am pleasantly surprised at their level of accuracy. Look at this. Okay, might have its issues, but it is stunning as always. Alright. Kaiser. Can we eliminate the Guidon? Damage the main tower. That is good. That is good. Very, very light damage to the Kaiser. Not really concerned. I am, however, concerned for that Guidon. Oh, hold on. I do not need you people to close the distance. Thank you very much. What's your turning circle? 593. Sonar 2. Aboukir 456. Sonar Hydra 3. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna torp this. We're gonna torp this. Who hit that? 8-inch pen on the Guidon using the Graf Spee. These things are 71 million versus my 63.8. So budget-wise, I have an advantage. Nice, another pen. Pretty good accuracy on the Admiral Graf Spee over there. Very nice. Again. This guy's putting in work. Look at her go. Keep it up, lady. There you go. Overpen with the battleship, causing 51 damage and knocking out a second engine. Slowing the Guidon even more, making her an easier target. I'm going to switch to HE. The range is 13 kilometers. I might be able to inflict a fairly hefty amount of damage with the HE. Guidon is also turning. Nope, not as good as I hoped. Partial pen only. Okay. AP. Aboukir has launched some torpedoes at the V2 of all things. Which is surprising. Wasn't expecting her to do that. V2, permission to launch. The Galissonière has just launched her torpedoes at the destroyer. And her torpedoes are more dangerous. They have a range of 21.7 and they're harder to detect. So let's start getting these guys out. Yeah, we got a torpedo launch from the V2. That is all the torpedoes that I can spend. Let's have these guys turn back. The DD was traveling in this trajectory, meaning that the Graf Spee could be at risk. Let's do a full turn. If the Galissonière survives, I don't really mind. It's the Aboukir and the Guidon that I really do not want to survive. I really want a couple of these guys down. And speaking of, it seems like the Guidon is still fighting some flooding. This is, for me, one of the most notable changes. to the mechanics of the game. The amount of flooding that ships take. Hold on, why are you trying to kill my destroyer? Oh yeah, you guys are allergic to torpedoes. 21.7, 28.5. How good is your pen on me? 17%, but not the belt. Bow and stern is fair game, the rest is not. There's one torpedo coming in, that's the single launcher, I think, on Abukir. We also got a new bouquet gift from the Abukir. And Guédon still hasn't launched because she's not in range. In a previous video I got a question, why are you not sailing in a straight line? Does that not help your accuracy? Yes, it does. It also helps... Oh, you turp me, I turp you. It also helps the enemy's accuracy with torpedoes. And considering the vast amount of torpedoes that these British cruisers carry, I am rather uninclined to sail in straight lines, because it has a tendency to work very much against you and blow up your ship. The torps are not going to work. Here's the spread. You're going to turn this. That is originating from the Guédon, potentially. The outbounds. Let's increase speed. No, it doesn't help my accuracy, but what it does help with is being unpredictable. What's the Galissonière doing? Torpedoing the battleship? How dare you? Oh. Got a whole bunch of torpedoes here as well. Let's turn that way. That was the bouquet that was sent towards the destroyer. The Kaiser is doing great work here. And, well, they're trying to return fire and do some damage, but I rather doubt that they'll be successful. I rather doubt it. Turn back to starboard a bit. Maintain pressure on the Guédon. 4 inchers. The 4 inchers are firing HE and the 3 inchers are firing AP? You're gonna have to explain that one. That was a great hit. Main belt, full pen, 15 inch on the Guédon. That's gonna leave a mark. And this ship doesn't need too many more marks. She's already doing quite bad. Now, the torpedoes over here are rather unlikely to do anything useful. So that's fine. We can just gun this guy down. They are out of torpedoes. They just torped the heavy cruiser again. Yeah, there it is. Hard to port. Oh, you're now hunting down the Abukir. And the Abukir is also hunting down my heavy cruiser. Why? I am not that dangerous with the heavy cruiser. I'm detecting all your torpedoes. Yes, certainly. But I am not that dangerous. I want to maintain kill shots on the Guédon. I don't care that much about... Oh! Wow. They messed up that torpedo dodge. I was really not expecting one of my torpedoes from the battleship, of all things, to hit the Guédon. But hey, if the French get careless, I don't mind. Now, there is still this salvo. We're fine from that. The DD. Well, it's been forever since we've seen this guy. Yeah. You are harmless, aren't you? No, you still got 5 torps. Okay. Let's go and rejoin with the fleet. If that's not too grand of a term for this formation of 3 units, which are barely in formation at all. Yes, 8-inch full pen. Guédon is... Oh, hold on, torps in the water. Guédon is doomed. She can't run. She can't really fight. And she is mostly dead in the water. Now, my HE at 10 kilometer range. 9.5 inches. That's not really enough to go through most of that ship. How are you doing with torpedoes? Like, are you... I know you got torped by the Abukir, but I'm not sure if we've already had that salvo or not. Let's have the Graf Spee go to flank speed. Get closer. Or at least move towards the position in front of the battleship so I can find out more about those torpedoes. Just eliminate the Guidon. Kill it off. Thank you. Saves me a lot of trouble there. Abakir is also looking for a fight. She's still not spent all of her torps, so she is a threat. She is definitely a threat. But she's coming this way. We're going to turn starboard. Bring all the guns to bear, including the 6-inch secondaries. Potentially hit him with torpedoes. And hopefully sink this thing before it lays eggs. And then we'll hunt down that light cruiser that's just pestering my heavy. Much to no effect. Very good. So, Abakir. How's life with you? And all your torpedoes. They got those 10 launchers per side. It's no fun at all. How much armor you got? 2.94 belt, 2.6 aft belt. We're at 8 kilometers. We're going to load the HE here. At least on the mains. Might be able to do something with that. Graf Spee is doing some questionable shit. It's not really hitting. There you go. Where's the DD at? Hello. This way, please. Still need you there. Now, Abakir. Are you going to make this long? Or not? Like, are you going to draw out this fight? Or not? I would prefer not. Because I'm not really in the mood to dodge torpedoes with the Kaiser Wilhelm. Yes, that's more like it. 613 damage from a full HE pen. Causing flooding and, well, vast amounts of damage to the stern. Hold on. This is potentially dangerous. The ship is turning. And while I have destroyed this torpedo launcher, she can still use the other one. The Kaiser is my main priority. She's 7.5 clicks out. She should be fine. The Graf Spee, 7.1. But at this rate, the Abakir could go down. Holy shit, that was a lot of damage. 943 plus 660. The Abakir has all engines damaged, but there it is. She just torped the battleship. She just torped the battleship. I was doing 27 knots. I'm going to slow down to 23, or I can speed back up. No, we're going to do a hard turn. I'm going to slow down. I know that there is supposedly a bug going on that makes you, if you hit this, it instantly stops the ship. It doesn't even slow you down. Slightly or slowly. No, it instantly stops the ship. Which is a bit of a, a bug. I'm not going to abuse that. I think that's a bit rough. Hold on. Is that yours? Light cruiser's been shitting torpedoes again. Full turn. And those torpedoes, if I predict their trajectory, could cause an issue for the Kaiser. That's a bit of a waste. This thing's down to 3% buoyancy. 1%. Okay, you've detected those torps. But you're fine. Switch fire. And increase the flank. Now, where are the torpedoes that came off the Abakir? Those are those sneaky bastards. Minus 33%. I have sonar. Just not on this ship. Oh dear. I still need you here. Because the other option that I have is waiting for the Kaiser Wilhelm to essentially spot the torpedoes, which it might never. Could you please put this thing out of its misery? Because these guys have been suffering. She just torped me again. Fine. I'm going to maintain my turn. We'll just do a very gentle donut. And make sure that the ship stays alive. Switch fire away from the Galissonière. She's absolutely not a threat, but the Aboukir is, as she has shown. Time and time again. Could we please get one more HE hit, one more pen, one more flooding? Like, I'm not asking for a lot. But 1% buoyancy is getting annoying. So is my voice. After you've had a cold, at least for me, it takes so long before my voice recovers. It's so annoying. So I'm left with doing a video where I frequently press either pause or mute the mic or both. There she goes, finally. Now, is the Kaiser in the clear? It seems so. Because I suspect that the torps were launched in this direction. And otherwise, I suspect that the Graaf Spee would have immediately detected them. The Galissonière is now going, no, this is not my fight anymore. And she's running at 36 knots. I got some bad news for you. You cannot outrun a 15-inch shell traveling at 881 meters per second. You're going to be very hard-pressed to do that. The AP shells from this ship are flying faster even, 1,000 meters per second. Also, I got my gunboat. And the V2 is opening up. I just need a bit of flooding, maybe an engine out, and I can catch you. There are 6-inch guns. Holy bejesus, how many... They still got 2,000 rounds? What? That's insane. Standard ammo for the shells? Oh, you got 5 turrets. 600 ammo per gun. Okay. Yeah, that explains a lot. She's currently focused on the destroyer. Which I like. Because the destroyer is probably my most difficult target, but also my most fragile. I know I had the DD in range, by the way, but the Galissonière keeps turning around. Making it hard to actually get some hits in. Do you have armor? Not much. Can I pen that? 8-kilometer range, 7.5, 4 inches of armor pen on HE. Yes, I can pen that. I can definitely pen that. And my 15-inch can too. The Kaiser has hit the target. And by doing so, caused some flooding. Which is going to come in very handy. Very handy. What the hell is up with your accuracy? You know what? We can just close in. Screw this ship. You can't touch me. You got no torps. You got nothing. You got nothing. Well, you can flood. But you very well cannot pen me. At least not the areas where it hurts. Not the belt, not even the superstructure now. That's the 2.5 or 2 inches of superstructure on this ship coming into play. Flooding. Signify speed 31.8. Okay. At this angle, we're going to fire the last of our AP shells. The Graaf. And just do as much damage as possible. Ricochet, ricochet, ricochet. 6 shells left, and we're firing HE with the 8-inch. That's fine. 15 clicks out from the battleship. So if you go back to full, angle out a bit starboard. And yeah, I think for this target, HE is definitely the better choice. Because AP is just going to fly right through it. In one side, out the other. Not very useful. There we go. The HE is working as intended. Partial pen, ricochets. What's ricocheting? The secondaries are not firing the type of ammunition that I want. That's why they're all ricocheting. Oh, come on now. Where's the V2? Other side of the map. Okay, never mind. It's gonna be down to the cruiser to take this thing out. Unless the battleship gets one lucky hit. That's 17 kilometers. Near enough. Kind of doubt it. Range. 5 clicks. Your accuracy is 1.5 for the battleship. And she's getting away. So let's tell the battleship to meet the Galissonière over there. Ish. Just have the Graf-Spee continue to race in. She's still doing 27.5 knots. This is by no means a slow cruiser. Because she can do 36 on a good day. 27.3. There you go. The 8-inch is starting to really hurt. And I got plenty of ammo left. Flooding and rudder damage. Now you're in trouble. Now you're in a lot of trouble. I really like this heavy cruiser design. It's very classic, but it just works extremely well against this particular threat. 37 million, and I'm hunting it down with a $63 million warship. That's fine. It's not the cheapest option, but it is an option that barely needs repairs. And well, it has a lot of pew-pew as well. There you go, more flooding. Battleship range, 17.4. Increase the flank speed. Destroyed secondary tower. That's not going to help your damage control abilities. And their chance to pen me is 10%. I can live with that. Can even angle a bit and probably get it down. Yeah, down less than 10%. Only one section of the bow that they can try and deal damage to. But if that's it, then I don't mind. It's going up a bit now, as we close the distance. At this range, we're just approaching straight from the stern, which means that my 4-inch secondaries, I don't think that they'll pen. I think everything is going to ricochet. But I'm willing to try. Here. Overpen even. In one side, out the other. Come on, Frenchie, give it up. Had a good run. Now we're done. You know, the battleship did most damage. 5.9k. But I'd almost say that the Admiral Graf-Spee is the MVP of this battle. Because this ship has constantly shielded my battleship from torpedoes. Which is exactly what I wanted it to do. Use its sonar and warn me for incoming torpedoes. And it's exactly what it did. Overpen, overpen, overpen. Starting to run a little low on their, what, AP shells? HE shells. AP's top, okay. Your turrets are pointing to port. So let's just go full broadside. Put this guy down. Bow turrets are turning a little slower than I'd like. Advanced hydraulic turrets on this ship. She can deal definitely more damage to me now. Yeah, what I'm doing now is not wise. At all. Destroyed main gun. There you go. That was a good hit. Ammo detonation. Holy crap, that took a lot of their ammo out. They used to have more than 2,000 rounds. Or shells. Now they're down to less than 700. Does it take longer to sink ships in this patch or something? I mean, look at this guy. I know ships are female. Most of them. There we go. Total victory for the Germans. That's us. So, what does that leave us? 2,267 victory points versus 4. We did lose some crew, not too bad, but they lost a lot of ships. Sadly, they have tons and tons and tons more. Well, that's not really sadly. I mean, that means I just have more targets. What I do want to know is how this affects the port of Le Havre. I cannot quite tell at the moment. And how's my research going? We got the big guns coming up. That's the only thing I was prioing. Alright. What's going to happen in March? Well, this is going to happen in March. We got heavy cruiser Blücher, 2 destroyers, and the battlecruiser Hansa against the battleship Duncan, the battleship Malaya. Those 2 are slower than the battlecruiser. The Bacante, Cressy, Hogue, Natal, Shannon, Concord, Dunedin, Furious, Peloporus, Terpsichore, Forester, Gadfly, Midge, Ness, Shark, and Winchester. That, my dear British, is a load of ships. I would like to withdraw, but I can't. Right. Well, I was trying to check on Le Havre, but apparently that's not happening yet. This is going to happen in the next battle, in the next episode. Sorry to leave you guys hanging, but this way I'll at least know you'll return. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. And if you liked the video, please hit the like. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.